So a few months ago, I joined vacationtracker.io as the head of marketing, and I started leading the small marketing team there. And so I also had to decide which marketing database tool we're going to use. And the choice was really between two tools that I have used in my consulting work before, and I love both of them for different reasons. And one of them is Airtable and the other one is Notion. And so initially what I wanted to find was a tool that gives the whole marketing team some visibility and also gives us an opportunity to track our own tasks and content jobs. I like using Kanban boards, for example, use it as a database for different assets. Also some AI features are now included in both tools, and those didn't hurt either. So as I said, we initially started using Notion because it looks so much better than Airtable if you have used Airtable. And inside Notion, you can build really cool dashboards and really nice like mini sites that are just for internal use. So for example, you can see they have different templates that you can actually get. And if you want to start using these, you don't even have to build your own dashboard or your own tables. So for example, this one could already work. It's for a marketing team. So I built something similar for our team with some quick links, some different databases, so we could easily access everything we need. And you can assign authors, you can have status reports, and this is where you can create different views so everybody can just track what they have to do. Is it content? Is it the task? So Notion has a lot of database features, but the main thing I liked about it is that it seems that we have to do lots of content work. And each of the database items in Notion actually open up as full documents. And as you can see here, you can have these different properties that are more common to databases. And also you can have a full document with different headings, callout fields, bulleted lists, and so on. So it looks really nice. And it seemed like for a marketing team, this makes the most sense. And what I also liked about Notion is that the pricing is pretty similar to Airtable's, especially if we're looking at the monthly price of $24 per member per month. As you can see in Airtable, it's exactly the same pricing, but with Notion, you also get access to their AI agents. Although it's not really an agent, it's actually just using whatever documents you have in Notion already as context, and you're basically using Claude or ChatGPT or whatever AI model you choose inside Notion. So it is great that it uses all of the context that is already there, so the outputs were really valuable. But in order to use these Notion AI features, you have to have this business plan. So you couldn't use the Plus plan that is not as expensive. So we upgraded to this more expensive plan. And also I initially really liked the fact that I can have AI meeting notes already built into the Notion. And this was really convenient because it started the AI transcriber anytime there was a new meeting starting. And it also made really good summarized notes about it. And it offered some tasks that I could easily add into whatever workflow I had already set up in Notion. So it seemed like a really valuable tool inside this. But eventually I noticed that I'm not really going back and using those meeting notes at all. So this is something that I found really useful when I was doing lots of client work. So I had to transcribe all the meetings so I could go back and like really figure out like what we talked about, what was this company about, what type of price I proposed. So I had too much information coming in and I really relied on those AI meeting notes. But working in-house with the same team, I actually didn't find it useful at all. And so right now I'm not using AI transcribers almost at all. And also another thing, I showed you that you can use Notion as this document drafting place really easily. And I thought that maybe our team is going to start using it. But after a few months of use, we still relied on Google Docs, Google Slides, and all of those tools that are free and we are so used to using. And also it's so easy to give access to a Google Doc to different people, but in Notion you have to invite them to a new tool and they're not sure if they can comment on there, and it doesn't feel as easy as with a Google document. And so even though this looks like one big document draft, it actually works in blocks. So let me show you what I mean. So basically this is a title, let's say title test. And then once I start creating more content here, I have to kind of choose, okay, I'm going to do a heading now, heading number 1. Then I can start writing whatever the paragraph is about. Then again, I can do maybe a bulleted list. and write some more. So all of these are like different blocks, and I can move them around and do a bunch of things with this. And it would be fine if I didn't want to use AI automations with this workflow. So basically here in this automation, I have set it up in a way where if the actions field is any of the actions that I had listed there, it triggers this script, and this script is sending a webhook to make.com that triggers the automation. And once the automation is running through everything and AI is generating outputs, it then brings back those outputs and it adds, for example, YouTube transcript here, YouTube chapters, here's a newsletter post, a community post. So I can do all of this inside Airtable and it works great. So for example, I can show you a newsletter post. It looks like this. And if I want to now add it as my newsletter, I just have to copy this whole thing and paste it to whatever my newsletter platform is. And as you can see, it doesn't look as great as with Notion, but if I'm building an automation, it becomes a big problem. With Notion, because it has these blocks, if I'm sending out AI output, for example, a full newsletter, and I can only do it inside one block. So the whole newsletter could be this paragraph. I cannot do these headings, these titles, or whatever inside that block. So if I wanted to have a really nice looking blog post draft inside Notion, I should have, I don't even know how many AI outputs, and each of them has to be mapped. So it's a full mess that I don't want to go into, and it's just not reasonable to use Notion as the AI workflow triggering place or where the outputs are stored. So I kept using Airtable as I was using it before, because here this is all one AI output with the title, with the links, with the headings, and even with some minor formatting. So basically, that's already one minus for Notion. Once we started using this, I realized, yeah, we can't keep using it for content repurposing, but repurposing video content is a big part of our internal strategy as well as it is for my personal brand. And I recommend everyone to have a video first strategy that then repurposes that video transcript into other content types. So you will save a lot of money, you will build trust with the video, and I have made countless videos about it before, so check them out for the full strategy. So what happened is that we eventually switched to Airtable. And it's basically because we kept using Notion just to keep track of the tasks. So basically like a really simple Kanban board. And for that, you don't really need a paid plan. You don't need that many features. And since we already kept automations going on Airtable, we switched over to Airtable for all of the marketing stuff. And honestly, it's been the best decision ever. So within Airtable, you can also find these ready-made templates if you want to, or you can build those from scratch. And I can't show you our exact dashboard, but you can see from those ready-made templates how much you can do within Airtable. And the reason I like Airtable the most is because it's database first. And even if I didn't have to do those content automations from Airtable, I would still enjoy how easy it is to link different sheets. For example, in my own content system, I'm always adding new links to add, and then AI is using those links specifically in my copy. So basically I can really quickly find affiliate links from my other sheet, and it's all connected here. So this is the other sheet. And in this content part, it's really easy to connect these things. And you can create different forms if you want to. For example, if you need some input from other team members, customers, whatever, you can build this public form and it adds information to your databases. You can have different views for the same data, Kanban boards, timelines, whatever you need. And then let's talk about pricing as well. As I already mentioned, we are using the $24 monthly plan per seat, and the same pricing was for Notion. And why we initially picked Notion was the reason that you can have guest seats. So with this business plan that we pay for, we got to have up to 250 guests. And this is pretty great. You can share everything you're working on with other people inside your team or even outside your team. So it seemed like a good idea. Because with Airtable's pricing, you don't get guest seats. It says you can have unlimited editors per workspace, but this means that you have to pay for every guest seat as well. There is an option now that they have introduced. It's something called portals. You can basically add portals for guest access, but then it's limited to 15, 25, or up to 200 guests. And the pricing starts at $120 per month for 15 guests. And this is on top of your regular subscription. So it gets really expensive really quickly with Airtable, but it's still the best tool out there. So this pricing difference, especially with the guest access difference, we decided to start with Notion. But ultimately, we canceled Notion and we are using Airtable because we actually don't need the guest access that much. We are using all of the content drafts or materials outside of Airtable, so we're only using it for our core marketing team to keep track of all the assets, to keep track of our KPIs, and whenever we need to collaborate on a specific content piece or copy, then this usually already happens in Google Docs or any similar tool. So we didn't end up using Notion for that use case either. So those are all the reasons why I would recommend for marketing teams to build their marketing databases in Airtable and not in Notion. Of course, think about if you're using the AI automations like I am, that might be a big difference to you. Also, if you need lots of different people to have access to your marketing database, then maybe Notion makes sense because it doesn't get as expensive. And if you're working with clients and need to do AI transcriptions and keep a database of those transcriptions as well, then maybe Notion is the tool for you instead of Airtable. But with any other case, Airtable is so much more powerful. So I hope this was helpful and I'll see you next week. Bye.